Hello my dear students, this is Sonia Akter, lecturer, Department of English, Milestone College. How are you my dear students? I wish you all are fine. In this situation, you have to continue your study by staying at home. For this reason, I am here for taking your English first paper class. Can anyone guess what is the topic of today's class? Anyone? Yes, you. Yes, what is the topic of today's class? Yes, it's information transfer. I have told you, whenever you will learn any topic, try to understand what is the demand of that topic. Here, information transfer. That means you have to collect some information from a given passage and then you have to transfer. You have to transfer the information of that passage. You have to collect and you have to transfer it. So be careful. How can you collect some information? We will learn here. So for collecting the information, you have to read the given passage 2 times or 3 times. And the most important fact, you will get 5 marks for answering this question. And you need not memorize anything. You need not memorize anything. Only you can practice from your model question, from your board question. You can just practice them. And whenever you will practice 20 or 25 model questions, then you will be able to answer all the information transfer correctly. You will get 5 marks. So, let's know something about information transfer. At first, you should know the definition of information transfer. What do you understand by information transfer? An information transfer activity involves students to put written text into another form like chart, picture graph, table, or diagram. In your question paper, you will find a passage and you have to complete that passage. You have to read that passage, and below that passage you will find a table. That means you have to transfer that passage into a table. You will find 5 gaps in your table and you have to complete those 5 gaps by taking information from your given text. You have to identify some important points from reading that passage. At first, you have to identify the topic, whether it is written about any personality or any topic. You have to identify, and then you have to collect the information of any places. If you find any name of any places or any country, then you have to identify those informations. And then when or while, that means you have to identify the time. If you find any time is mentioned here, that means any years or any year or any date is mentioned, then you have to point out them to collect information. You can collect these type of informations. As we know, practice makes a man perfect. So let's practice information transfer from 2 board question, Joshua Board 2020 and Kumilla Board 2020. At first, you should read the question. What is the demand of the question? You should know. Here is the question demand, that is read the passage. That means you have to read the given passage on Alessandro Volta. This is the person and his life is expressed here, and complete the following table with the information given in the passage. And after reading this passage, you have to complete the table and you have to complete the informations which are missing in this table. Alessandro Volta, inventor of battery. Here is the passage and it is written about Alessandro Volta. Who is Alessandro Volta? We already have learned this one. Yes, he is the inventor of battery. In which year he invented battery? We will learn here. Alessandro Volta was a famous Italian physicist. Then he is well known for the invention of the first battery in 1800. So here you will get some informations that he was a famous Italian physicist, but he was the inventor of battery and it was invented in the year of 1800. So you can collect here the information of this year and his information. This is his work, activities. So you can collect these informations. He was born in Como, Italy on February 18, 1745. In 1774, he became a professor of physics at the Royal School in Como. After reading this, you have to collect so many informations. If I ask you in which organization he became a professor, in which organization? Yes, tell me. Yes, you are right. That is Royal School. Where? Right, Como. And in which year he became a professor of physics? In which year? Yes, in 1774. And in which subject? Yes, it's physics. You are right. Volta studied the chemistry of gases from 1776 to 1778. In November 1777, he discovered methane in a lake. If you are asked to write the information that he discovered which gas and where, then you have to write methane gas and from a lake. In 1779, he became a professor of experimental physics at the University of Pavia. If you are asked to write the information of in which university he became the professor of experimental physics, then you have to answer University of Pavia. In 1794, Volta married an aristocratic lady. In honor of his work, he was made a count by Napoleon Bonaparte in 1801. In 1782, he traveled to France and Germany. In 1815, the Emperor of Austria made him the director of Philosophical Faculty of Padua. In 1819, he retired and settled in his native town where he died in March 1827. This is the passage we have learned about Alessandro Volta, and we already have collected so many informations. Now we should complete our table. Alessandro Volta. Aims: introducing his invention to readers. Life span: born in 1745 and died in 1827. After how many years of his retirement? Who can say how many years? Yes, 8 years. After 8 years of his retirement. Here you will get other options. Who or what, that means in this row you have to highlight the person, then events is mentioned here, then year or time is mentioned, place or country, it is mentioned here, then work field. These points will be highlighted here. So first one, Alessandro Volta, professor, events is professor, and time is also mentioned here, 1774, and work field, that is physics. So you have to mention the name of the place from where he was the professor of physics. Who can say? Yes, you are right, at the Royal School in Como. Where is mentioned? It is mentioned in your passage. So you have to collect this information from that passage. Then third gap, that is, he discovered methane in a lake. Here you have to mention the year. So in which year he discovered methane in a lake? Who can say? Yes, you are right. In November 1777. He joined as a professor in 1779 experimental physics. In which place? Who can say? Yes, you are right. The University of Pavia. Then, Alessandro Volta, 1779. What was happened in 1779? Married an aristocratic lady. Married an aristocratic lady. This is the question for Alessandro Volta at a glance. Do you know this person? Who is he? Yes, Abraham Lincoln. He was the president of USA. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president of the USA. This is the passage written about Abraham Lincoln. So you should read this one. He is famous for his Gettysburg Address. It was delivered by him during the American Civil War on November 19, 1863. If you are asked to write why he was famous for, you can mention here Gettysburg Address and why he had given this address due to American Civil War. You have to answer like this. And if you are asked in which year he gave this Gettysburg Address, then you have to mention in 1863. Here you will get some information about Abraham Lincoln, personal information. That is, Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809 in Kentucky, the USA. If you are asked where he was born, so you have to answer Kentucky. In which year? Yes, tell me. Yes, February 12, 1809. Here also you will get parentage of his parents were from Virginia. If you are asked from where his parents were, then you can answer here from Virginia. This is how you have to collect information by reading these passages. In 1819, his mother died. Then his father moved to Indiana State. He grew up there. If you are asked where did Abraham Lincoln grow up, then you have to answer in Indiana State. He was a captain in the Black Hawk War. He got the nomination for president in 1850. If you are asked to write in which year he got the nomination for president, then what should be the answer? Yes, what? Yes, in 1850. Then he became the president of the USA in 1861. If you are asked in which year he became the president of the USA, then you have to answer in 1861. Lincoln declared a ban on slavery in America on January 1st, 1863. He was re-elected president in 1864. Here also you will get some information that he is famous for his ban on slavery. On Good Friday, April 14, 1865, he was assassinated at Ford Theater in Washington. Unfortunately, he was assassinated and it was in Washington. Name of events, place and time or year. So here is given born. That means Abraham Lincoln was born. In which place? Who can say? Yes, it is given in your question paper. That is Kentucky, the USA. Gap number 2. Here name of events you have to identify from the passage. Place name is given, that is Virginia, and time 1819. What was happened in 1819? Yes, Lincoln's mother died. Yes, it is right. Here only name of events you have to identify, and only time mentioned here, that is November 19, 1863. What was happened in November 19, 1863? Delivered Gettysburg Address. Yes. Then fourth gap, became the president, the USA, in which year? Who can say? Yes, it's 1861. 1861. Then banned slavery. From where? Here 1863 is mentioned. So from where he banned slavery? Yes, it's the USA or in America. Both are correct. But the USA is given in your passage, so it is preferable. Okay. This is the question at a glance about Abraham Lincoln. This is how you have to complete information transfer. Whenever you will practice, then you just see this video, and also you can take help from your model question book. You also can practice your model question and your board question. If you face any kind of problem, please talk to your subject teacher and just practice from your board question and model question. Whenever you will practice more and more, then you will be able to get 5 marks easily. Okay, dear students, Allah Hafiz.